sheen and waterlook styles. This wasn't too bad, but definitely not great. And that is the style we currently have in rotation today. While the previously covered holofoil styles include all of the mainline sets, there are some holofoil styles reserved for special orders. One such style was the Pixel style that was reserved for the black and white series McDonald's models. These were an interesting deviation from the cards at the time, but they definitely had a cheap look to them, which was understandable given the method of obtaining. The holofoil background was made up of many small square pixels, and it actually had a pretty decent shine to it. Another sort of promo card holo style came in the black and white series of pre-constructed decks. The card featured on the front of the deck would have what is known as the cracked ice style, and were the only cards in the set to feature this holofoil style. The really interesting variants of the holofoil style, however, came in secret rares. Secret rare cards are holofoil cards that exceed the listed card number in each set. Ultra rares are cards that are considered holofoil, but usually have a unique symbol denoting the rarity. The first type of holofoil change to these cards came in the Neo Destiny set in the form of Shining Pokemon. These cards featured a solid holofoil brand on the Pokemon itself. Everything else in the images. These cards are worth a ton of money and are still extremely popular, considered holy grail cards by some. Later came the EX cards in the EX Ruby and Sapphire collection that displayed the traditional Cosmos style, but included it around the border of the entire card. This style continued in the Prime cards from Marvel Soul Silver and the EX cards from the Next Destiny set. The Full Art card. These cards have now become the rarest cards in each set that they are included in. They really just have an overall sheen to them and sometimes have a different coloring altogether. These cards have replaced the traditional holofoil cards as the ones collectors are after, relegating regular holofoils to the junk pile in a lot of people's eyes. And herein lies the problem, in my opinion, and why I think the holofoil styles have regressed to this extent. With the crazy designs of the full art cards and the regular versions of things like EX, GX, VMAX, and others of that sort, there has been less and less of an interest in traditional holofoil cards. They just aren't that cool anymore. The designs are so tame in comparison to something like this that they might as well not even exist in the new sets at all. Which leads me to my next point. Do we really need all this? I understand that all of it has to do with game mechanics and playability, but what about the collector's out there? This as appealing as things this more design doesn't always mean that it's sure these cards look well, but they lack a certain elegance that older holofoil cards have so much of. I wonder if we reset things a little bit and return the card game to something a little bit more traditional, if we might be a bit better off. Really care about playing the game and what cards are more powerful. I'm sure the new style works much better for you. For anyone out there who just really loves to collect and admire Pokemon cards, I wonder if this is your style or maybe something in between. I'm really interested in
Got some good hits, man.
so please explain in the comments and share some of your favorite Pokemon cards. Also, please consider hitting the subscribe button and stay tuned.
You got a hyper rare, dude.
As always, thanks for watching.
Amount.
So in this video, I'll see something there to see what's for the exercise. The product, I'll show you what to expect. Start to see the impact there. And then we'll talk about some cards in your collection. So let's talk. So how can we use TCG here? That's just the first thing. Shop well. That you're going to increase the set. The sets might be products. So just we're going to shop well. And under set, we're just going to search for CSA. And there's a couple different things to start adding cards. Notice I have my list sorted, or my cards sorted by list. So the first thing I do, and you don't have to do this, you can just go down the list of every card. So you can go to product type cards to see the product and just have this cards and start it. So there's no mixed conditions. So you see this is like, okay, it seems like Pokemon is on an industry releasing all kinds of brand new Pokemon card products. And today's video is no exception. I have the brand new Rakdos EX Ultra Premium Collection box. In just a second, I also want to let you guys know that I'm going to be giving one of these to one subscriber here on the channel. So make sure you my number one, smash the like button. Number two, make sure you subscribe to the channel with notifications on. And number three, leave a comment down below in the comment section. Rakdos EX Ultra Premium Collection box, and this thing is actually not even released yet. It comes out November 22nd. We're going to be able to open this up and check out everything early. As you guys know, we usually release these around the year, around the holiday season, so this is a brand new one. I literally just opened another one that Pokemon released exclusively at GameStop, which seems like they're kind of making a recurring theme here at GameStop. Yeah, let's check out this box. So on the outside, so long right now. So, oh, I see something. See that? Pikachu. Give me a Pikachu.
Did you get a Pikachu?
He got it. A $600 Pikachu. And Purging Sparks. Jeez, that's a hell of green catch.
It's a hell of pull.
Bulldozer. Right? Isn't that right and shit? No fucking way. Is that a fucking EBT? Is that a fucking EBT? Oh no, it's your binder. Shit. This is the binder. Doesn't say on it. That's the design? What is that? Am I looking at it the wrong way? Oh, it's a Charmander. Is this custom? Is there something I'm not reading?
It's a Charizard and a Charmander.
Oh, a
and
Charizard.
Charmeleon.
Charmander. Oh my god. That's sick.
Fuck you.
Did it. You fucking did it. Oh, look at how nice that is.
No binder ring.
See that. Did we open everything already?
Quick.
We gotta go get more. We gotta go rob Dollarama for all their bags. Look at this stack of empty TVs right here. Look how many foils that is. Pulling fire, too.
We were on fire.
Everything in one binder?
No, just my gang hits.
EBT.
Bad binder game.
Well, first thing is the
The
rings.
rings. If you're using a binder with O-rings, that's... O-rings are the number one culprit for your creased Priscilla, your concave crocodile. O-rings are a big oh no if you actually care about your collection. Because if you add too many pages anywhere above when you close up your binder, the cards on your top pages move back towards spine, and your Dunsparce is done for. Use a D-ring binder. It's rounded on one edge but slanted on the other, and it reduces the chances of denting your cards by 64.209%. Okay, not really, I don't know exactly what the percentage is, but it does help a lot. Now, if you go to Target, you might come across a binder
Bad
like this
binder.
one. It's the Card Guard 3-ring binder, and your Dunsparce is great for your dent into denting. Your
Let's see
creased
here.
Priscilla, your concave crocodile. O-rings are a big oh no if you actually care about your collection, because if you add too many pages anywhere above here, when you close up your binder, the cards on your top pages move back towards spine, and your Dunsparce is done for. Use a D-ring binder. It's rounded on one edge but slanted on the other, and it reduces the chances of denting your cards by 64.209%.
Bad
Not really, I
binder
don't know exactly what the percentage
behavior.
is, but it does help a lot. Now, if you go to Target, you might come across a binder like this one. It's the Card Guard 3-ring binder. It goes for about $25. It does have a large D-ring, so we're good there. But let's take a look inside. This binder comes with 100 new non-pocket pages, but unfortunately, they're not the best quality. If you use these pages, watch this. Oh, that's not good. Generic pages equals bad. Over time, especially if you're active in your binders, you're going to tear the seams. If you're going to use loose pages like this, I recommend the Ultra Pro pages. But these kind of pages bring us to another kind of problem. If you're not careful, this could happen. Your cards could fall out of your binder. Also, why am I on a dirt road with my Pokemon cards? Anyway, with a binder like this, any center course and your Starries are everywhere. Plus, if you use both sides of the sleeves, front and back, you risk scratching the backs of the cards. I tested this in a previous video, and you can actually cause some pretty serious damage just by rubbing two cards together. Sliding two cards against each other is bad binder.
Don't
Also,
slap
Target,
the
you can
cards
find the
together.
next best option. Same brand, these Cardfolio portfolio type binders, which I like because the cards inside aren't loaded from the top. They're instead loaded from the side. This greatly reduces our chances of having to pick up cards in the middle of a dirt road again. Look, I'm even spinning one full of cards on my finger, something I learned how to do in middle school because I thought it made me look cool. Although that proved to be false, at least these cards aren't flying out of the binder. Oh, and the cards aren't going to rub back to back because of this soft backing here. And these are PVC and acid free, so they technically shouldn't erode your cards over a long period of time. Now, you might be tempted to pick up one of these cool looking binders. They've got a hardcover, which is great. They're not flimsy like the other ones. And they even got a zipper because you never want to collect your cards with your fly down. But be careful because not all zipper binders are created equal. Although the design of this one looks really cool, when we open this up, O-rings and cheap generic protective sleeve, at least it has this cool leash thingy so you can, I actually have no idea why this is here. Top of the line, I really enjoy these binders here. Nice stiff covers, they feel nice. They got this zipper, and they got the side loading sleeves with the backing. They're just excellent, and yeah, they're a little bit more expensive, but I mean, if you're going to be storing your cards in here for potentially years, wouldn't it make sense to spend a little bit extra to make sure you don't lose a whole lot more? These are the ones that I use for my collection, and there's even 12 or 16 card versions, so you can have a specific slot for your reverse holographic cards if you want. That's a big binder though, but it's still legit. Now that we've got your binder covered, let's talk about how you put your cards inside of your binder. First, don't just insert a bunch of the same cards in each sleeve. I know some of you do this. You just love feeding that slot with the same Pokemon every time you pull them in a pack. Well, you know what? Your sleeve is now huge, and it's stretched out, and there's no coming back. And as soon as you stretch these things out, all it takes is a little gravity, and yep, don't overfeed your sleeve. Although the side loaders are definitely best, you gotta be careful because you might guess the wrong side and ruin the corner of your cards. The opening is not always on the same side on each page, so just look for the edge, and even if you know what side it's on, just take some care. Don't just like ram your cards inside. It's not a coincidence that in the word caressed spells card. Okay, that one's a little bit of a stretch. They don't always land, but you know what I mean. Now, I do recommend putting sleeves on your card before putting them into your binder. You could pop a regular penny sleeve and then insert that in, but for binders, I do actually prefer the perfect fit sleeves. They fit so much nicer into the binder, and plus there's less worry about sticking, which can sometimes happen in certain weather conditions.